welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be reading The Monkey King Gets His Magical Staff. After returning to Flower Fruit Mountain, the Monkey King became more famous than ever. The monkeys listened excitedly as he told stories about his long journey, the immortal master, and the magical powers he had learned. Then, to amaze them even more, he showed off his incredible abilities. With a single leap, he flew high above the trees. With a quick spin, he transformed into a bird, then a tiger, then into a tiny buzzing bee. The monkeys cheered wildly. "Our king is the greatest in the world," they shouted. The Monkey King grinned proudly. He loved being admired. But even with all his new powers, something still bothered him. One day, while practicing his fighting skills beside the waterfall, he snapped a large tree branch in half by accident. "This won't do," he muttered. The Monkey King was incredibly strong now, but ordinary weapons could not handle his power. Swords broke, spears cracked, even heavy iron staffs bent when he swung them. "I need a weapon worthy of me," he declared. The Monkey King began searching immediately. He traveled across mountains and forests, visiting blacksmiths and warriors everywhere he went. Some offered him giant swords, others brought enormous axes, but every weapon failed. Either it was too heavy or too weak. One evening, the Monkey King heard an interesting rumor. Deep beneath the eastern sea lived the mighty Dragon King, ruler of the underwater kingdom. The Dragon King owned countless treasures, including magical weapons beyond imagination. The Monkey King's eyes sparkled. "That sounds perfect," he said. Without wasting another second, he raced towards the ocean. Pew! When he reached the shore, huge waves crashed against the rocks. The sea stretched endlessly before him. Most creatures would have stopped there, but not the Monkey King. With a fearless laugh, he leapt straight into the water. Down he swam, through the dark blue sea. Fish scattered in every direction as he passed. Sea turtles blinked in surprise. Even the sharks hurried out of his way. The deeper he traveled, the stranger the underwater world became. Glowing plants swayed in the currents. Colorful fish darted between coral towers, and far below stood a magnificent palace made of crystals, pearls, and shining jade. It was the palace of the Dragon King. The Monkey King marched boldly through the palace gates. Sea guards panicked immediately. "A monkey has entered the palace!" they cried. The Dragon King hurried forward, trying to remain calm. The Monkey King did not bow. Instead, he crossed his arms confidently. "I am the Monkey King of Flower Fruit Mountain," he announced, "and I have come to borrow a weapon." The Dragon King forced a polite smile. He could already tell this visitor might become troublesome. Still, he ordered his servants to bring out a fine spear. The Monkey King lifted it easily. Then he frowned. "Too light," he said. The Dragon King blinked nervously. He ordered a larger weapon to be brought forward. This time it was a giant battle axe. The Monkey King tested it with one hand. Crack! The handle snapped in half. "Too weak," he said. One after another, the Dragon King presented his finest weapons. a heavy sword, a golden hammer, a steel staff. But the Monkey King shook his head every time. Too small, too flimsy, not impressive enough. The Dragon King was beginning to sweat. At last, one of his advisors stepped forward carefully. "Your Majesty," he whispered, "what about the ancient iron pillar?" The Dragon King's eyes widened. "The pillar?" he whispered back nervously. Long ago, the magical iron pillar had been used to measure the depths of the seas. It was enormous. No creature had been able to move it for centuries. Surely even the Monkey King could not lift it. "Very well," said the Dragon King reluctantly. He led the Monkey King deep into the palace. There, resting in a giant chamber, stood the enormous black iron pillar. It looked more like a tower than a weapon. The Monkey King stepped forward excitedly. Words carved into the metal glowed faintly. "As you wish, golden banded staff." The Monkey King smiled. "What an excellent name," he said. The Dragon King folded his arms. "If you can lift it," he said, "you may take it." The Monkey King placed both hands on the pillar. The sea creatures watched nervously. Then, with a mighty roar, the Monkey King lifted the giant pillar high into the air. The entire palace shook violently. Crash! Columns trembled. Waves exploded outside. Sea creatures screamed and scattered in panic. The Dragon King stared in horror. No one has ever moved it before. The Monkey King laughed joyfully. At last, he had found the perfect weapon. But there was one problem. It was far too large to carry. The Monkey King scratched his head thoughtfully. "It needs to be smaller," he said aloud. Suddenly, the giant pillar began to shrink. Smaller, 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 until it became the perfect size for a staff. The Monkey King's eyes widened in delight. "It understands me," he cried. Experimenting excitedly, he ordered the staff to grow larger again. Whoosh! It stretched instantly towards the ceiling. Then he told it to shrink, and it became as tiny as a sewing needle. The Monkey King laughed louder than ever. "This is amazing!" To keep it safe, he tucked the tiny staff behind his ear. Then he proudly turned toward the Dragon King. "Thank you for the gift," he said cheerfully. The Dragon King looked as though he might faint. Without another word, the Monkey King leapt out of the underwater palace and shot back towards the surface. When he returned to Flower Fruit Mountain, the monkeys rushed to greet him. "Our king has returned! What did you bring?" The Monkey King grinned proudly. He pulled the tiny staff from behind his ear. The monkeys blinked in confusion. "That little thing!" The Monkey King smirked. "Watch this." He tossed the staff into the air. "Grow!" Whoosh! The staff expanded instantly, stretching taller than the trees themselves. The monkeys gasped in amazement. Then the Monkey King spun the giant staff through the air so quickly that the wind roared around him. Leaves flew everywhere. Branches shook wildly. The monkeys cheered louder than ever before. Now the Monkey King had everything he wanted: immortality, magical powers, and the greatest weapon in the world. But far away, high above the clouds, the gods of heaven had already begun hearing the stories about the powerful and troublesome Monkey King. And soon, they would come looking for him. The end. Don't forget to follow my channel.